Emotions in My Basket by Spica. She is also known as Shaveta N Dham, author, educator, social entrepreneur and founder Dham. For more information, please visit www.edudham.com. Narrative by Ankit, Kholia. All rights reserved with Shaveta N Dham. Edited and released by Murphy Recording Studio. Special thanks to Sumit Sharma, Director, Murphy Recording Studio, Delhi. Special thanks to Samir Kumar, Director, The Sam Studio, Delhi.
Chapter 1. The Writer's Bungalow. Surprise Given. The story is about surprise. The isolated colonial bungalow uphill was ready to welcome someone special. The British-era bungalow, though it was newly whitewashed, was soaked in celebration from its foundation to roof. The bungalow was one of its kind in Chokori, Uttarakhand. The ancestral bungalow belonged to Grandma's father, who had served the British for a long time. Each thing in the bungalow spoke about the British influence who ruled in Uttarakhand. The bungalow carried some of the ethos of the era gone by. It really looked like a writer's paradise, a dream that was unreal and unexplored. Servants running, cooks preparing continental delicacies, driver washing the vintage car, gardener running the roller on the carpeted grass. The scene pretty much looked like a film shoot. Finally, the crafted colonial furniture, which gave a grand look, was accompanying the elaborate fireplace, which was getting ready to lit. It looked stylish and modern. The tall columns and the arches decorated with white carnation looked strikingly beautiful. And the countdown began. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tan-tan-ow! This is how Monica entered. The flowers continued to shower on Monica. She was on cloud 9 at that moment. And when at the entrance she saw her grandmother standing in front of her with open arms and ready to embrace her grandchild. "Oh, my sweet grandma, I love you so much. This is all so pretty and heartwarming. Thank you so much for this grand welcome. I missed you so much in Delhi." Grandma said, "My dear, come inside. You have become so thin. Eat properly, my little baby. You know, I am so proud that your name has been selected for the Best Writers Award in your school. It's a proud moment for our family. So, my little girl, I'm sure you too have lots of stories to tell, as it's been a long time that we spoke about you." Grandma continued hugging Monica tightly. "Yes, Grandma, I will tell you all. It's so cold here, and in Delhi, it's really hot right now. And I was really looking forward to come to your native place." "Good, Grandma. You shifted here, and this is so beautiful. I guess you should have shown me this place earlier." "Grandma, let's quickly have some lunch, and then I would just like to see around. I do not want to take rest right now." After her lunch, Monica didn't waste a single moment. She went out with Shambhu to look around the house. From the garden outside, near the main entrance of the bungalow, Monica could see the lofty peaks of the western Himalayan range. The snow-covered mountains kissing the sky. It was just amazing. As she walked down the road, Monica could smell the aroma of green tea leaves. The tea garden across the bungalow was established by Britishers during pre-independence period. "Shambhu, let's go back to the bungalow. Tell me, Shambhu, how long you have been here?"
35 years, ma'am.
"That's really great. I want to know more about the bungalow, Shambhu. Could you please tell me?"
"No, ma'am. I will tell you slowly. I guess it'll be better that you explore yourself first.
Haha, sure, I will do it tomorrow. Monica smiled and went. That night, Monica and Grandma spoke all about the family and fairy tales. Next morning, as the crimson sun rays fell upon Monica's face, she stretched herself, looked at the sun, and got up. The smell of oak and the pine wood trees came from every corner of the house. She then went inside Grandma's room. Good morning, Grandma. How are you? Good morning, Monica. You know, today I have planned a game for you. It's like a treasure island. Let us see if you can explore and find the same. Alright, quickly, have some milk and then get started, my dear. You have only 1 hour to play this game. As Monica went out of the room, she saw a letter kept near the fireplace. Alright, so this is the first surprise, I guess. And the letter said, wooden cupboards everywhere, with all Papa's painting to stare. Now, Monica went from room to room, and then she found the tea room furnished with teak wood furniture, cupboards with all crockery nicely displayed. The paintings on the wall were of Grandma's father. She found another letter there, near the teapot on the table. And again, I guess it's the second surprise. And the letter said, as you climb up the steps, it's as white as snow. Now Monica went up the stairs and she found another room with pure white walls, white flowers, and white carpet under the bed. The room looked like Snow White paradise. The pearly white curtains on the window, the candle stands decorated with pearls looked amazing. There she found her last and the third letter. I guess it's the last surprise. And the letter said, inside the cliff room, there is an arch, and then another arch. You will find your dream here. Surprise! Now Monica again went from room to room, but couldn't find the room mentioned in the letter. Then she stood in one room, from where she could see the mountain cliff. She saw the room carefully, and then she saw an arc-shaped door. Monica opened that door, only to find another arc-shaped mirror. As she was struggling to open the mirror door, she simply pressed her hand on the arc-shaped mirror. And finally, the door opened with a light music, and it was entering to a small room that was painted turquoise blue. And the room was full of books. Harry Potter, Geronimo Stilton, Enid Blyton, Ruskin Bond, and many more. The room had small tables with little turquoise blue teapots that was decorated on each table. There was a huge glass window from which the sun rays fell on the center of the wooden floor. The center of the room had a statue of Shakespeare, and there was a small hangboard on which it was written, "Welcome to the Writer's Bungalow. This place makes you think and write." Yes, Monica danced, jumped and jumped again. She loved this little hidden place. She went back to her grandma and said, thank you so much, Grandma. I just love the surprise." Spica's Poetic Rendezvous. Surprise. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. I always come without a noise to make you smile. Sometimes I come inside gifts, sometimes with your friends. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. I can sometimes be unpleasant that makes you sad. Not knowing my arrival, you turn mad. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I make you happy, I make you rejoice. To welcome me is your choice. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It's a pleasant surprise. Spica's Think Tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. What surprise did Monica get on arrival at Grandma's bungalow? B. Have you ever surprised someone? What was it? What was the reaction? C. Make a list of 5 surprises that you can give your mom. D. Make a list of 5 feelings that will come when you give someone a pleasant surprise. E. Draw a box of surprise for your best friend. Mention the things you would like to put inside the box. Chapter 2. Crows Follow Sammy. Shock highlighted. The story is about shock. The telephone rings. Hello, who's this? Said Mona. Hello, Mona. This is Sammy. How are you? Asked Sammy, Mona's best friend. Mona, strange things are happening. You know, since last 3 days, wherever I am going, crows are following me. Crows follow Sammy? This is so funny. Stop laughing, Mona. Mona, are you free? This is so serious. Please come and meet me. Okay, my dear sweet friend. I will be there in 10 minutes. Mona went to Sammy, who was waiting for her inside the park. Sammy, the muscle boy, taught acrobatics to kids in the evening after the school hours. Mona and Sammy studied in the same class. God knows how they became friends. Both were opposite in nature. Sammy was a complete nut. He was naughty and made people laugh around him. Though a prankster, Sammy had a good heart. On the other hand, Mona was a girl with strong mind and soul. She was completely studious and gutsy girl. Hey Sammy, what's up, buddy? Why are you in a state of shock? Shh. Be quiet, Mona. Just listen. Mona, could you hear all the crows crying? Now watch this. The moment Sammy went inside the room built in the park, crows stopped yelling. And the next moment, he again came out. And the crows started again. He stepped forward and went a half kilometer away, and crows followed wherever he went. Stop it, you crows! You are demeaning me! Do you know any other language? Mona was shocked too. She couldn't understand what made the crows follow her dear friend. Sammy, did you do something? I mean, did you kill a crow or something like that happened before? You know, Mona, 5 days back, some crows were trying to catch an injured squirrel and ate it. I just saved the squirrel and made all the crows fly away. From that day, They are spying on me, they are after my life, and it hurts me. Yesterday, I also gave some food and water to all the crows, but they are still angry at me. I don't know what to do. Mona, I find this inauspicious. Please do something. Chill, my dear Sammy. You know, my mother says when crow caws, it means some guest or relative is coming to see you. Wait, let me ask and see. Maybe we find something. Mona called her mother. Listening to the story, her mother said, I am sure some guest would visit soon. However, I read somewhere that crows are demonic too. They symbolize something evil or even death. Mona got scared. Then she called up another old aunt in Bangalore, who also happened to be a bird watcher. The aunt said, the crows harbor the message of change. They remind us about the creation and about the mystic world around us. They are also good messengers of positivity. However, in any case, change is definite. This became confusing for Mona. Both the women said something good or bad. Sammy was in a state of shock all the time. This whole incident has terrified me to the core. I really need your help, Mona. Sammy, I would only tell you to be positive. You continue feeding these crows, and I'm pretty sure that one day they'll stop their outcry and be your friends. It depends on our mind. If we think positive, all will be good. Let us live with compassion for each other. After a few days, Sammy felt better. He was more positive and happy. Mona, thank you so much. Let the crows caw. They are doing their duty. I will do mine. And I'll follow my heart. I will not let anyone harm any other being. I haven't done anything wrong in saving this squirrel. So it's okay. These crows will also understand one day. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Let's race and see who comes first. Both Mona and Sammy ran with full enthusiasm, and crows followed them. But now Sammy and Mona smiled together and were free from all the doubts. The shock vanished and they were freely flying in their thoughts along with the crows. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Shock. I am shocked to see a monster in the garden. I am shocked to see this horror movie, which gives me sleepless nights and makes me moody. I am shocked to see people throwing garbage on the roads. I am shocked to see children afraid of little loads. I am shocked to see people fighting and dying because of mosquitoes. I am shocked to see many things which are out of my control. At times, I am shocked of happiness. At times, I am shocked of sadness. Shock, shock, shock. Your arrival is so sudden. You make me stressed with burden. I look for the unexpected with dismay, and then calm myself till I am happy at the bay. Spica's think tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. Why was Sammy shocked? B. Complete the line. My friend shocked me when. C. Write at least 4 experiences of your parents when they were shocked. D. Write 5 sentences using synonyms of shock. E. Draw a scene of any story or incident that shocked you. Chapter 3. The Rishikesh Glory. Happiness Simplified. The story is about happiness. The plane landed in the rain at the Jolly Grand Airport, Dehradun. Wow, what a wonderful weather, said Vani, as she stepped out along with her parents, Mr. Piyush and Mrs. Shobna. Divine, mesmerizing. This is beautiful. We are surrounded by far-off mountains. The dark clouds above are telling us that it will rain more heavily, said Vani. They all sat in the car and started for Rishikesh. Vani enjoyed the pitter-patter of the rain falling on the glass window. As she rolled down her window, she saw a layer of dark grey clouds. She imagined one of the clouds to be a huge monster with 2 hands and a giant body.
Hoo ha 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 ha. I am the Titanic of the sky and will fall upon you.
Vani imagined the cloud talking to her. She smiled to herself and thought that she could probably speak to all the creatures of the nature. The jungle at both sides of the road looked greener than usual. The droplets on the green leaves of the trees looked like the bright pearls. The blue-gray overcast made the environment look mysterious and attractive. The cool breeze sent chills in everyone's spine. Full of excitement, Vani said, "Oh dear Papa, I'm so excited that you brought us here. It really looks like we are in enchanted woods." They reached the hotel in an hour. As Vani entered the hotel room, she saw River Ganga flowing outside across the road from a huge glass window. "Dear Papa, I thank you for this lovely location. I'm looking forward for our stay in Rishikesh. So where are we going tomorrow?"
My dear, we will visit Triveni Ghat and see evening's Aarti.
Please tell me more about Triveni Ghat and about Aarti.
Ghat means flight of steps leading you down to the river. Tri means 3 and Veni means confluence. It is a confluence of 3 important rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. In the evening, Ganga Aarti will be performed and we all shall take part in it.
The next evening, Vani left with her parents to take a walk at the marine drive of Rishikesh. They all sat there at Triveni Ghat. Men and women were chanting and offering their prayers while taking a holy dip. There were yogis everywhere, some sitting at the ghat, some just sprawling along the bank of the river. There were sellers sitting on the ground selling some toys, flowers, and aarti accessories. Some kids were playing near the sellers, and Vani went forward to see what game these kids were playing. Once she reached the spot, a 7-year-old boy with an innocent smile walked towards her. "Hi, I am Rishi. What's your name?" "My name is Vani. I have come from Mumbai. I love the game you guys are playing, and I love fidget spinners too. Great! Come on, let's play. You have to balance the fidget spinner on your nose. Can you do it, Vani? Vani, Rishi, and other friends played with their fidget spinners for a while. Piyush and Shobhna found it simply amazing how a funky shaped plastic or a metal orbit has become so popular in every small and big town. I have no words to explain the inexplicable joy on the kids' faces while balancing their fidget spinners on their nose, fingers, and forehead, said Shobhna. Rishi said, "Hello, uncle. Hello, auntie. I'm Rishi of Rishikesh. I can be your tour guide. Would you like to take me along so that I can explain you everything?" Piyush and Shobhna liked the confidence in him and asked him to come along. Rishi said, "Vani, see the river. The river Ganga. Time and again, people have polluted this river by throwing garbage and all the industry waste in it. Today, it is one of the most polluted rivers in the world. Government has now undertaken a project to clean the river Ganga. We all should also support the government. I guess it's a mission for all of us." Yes, you are right, Rishi. We all should give our positive contribution towards this work. Look how beautifully it is flowing with a layer of mist on the top. At 7 p.m., the Pandits performed the Aarti with the mantra and chants. There was pure energy in the atmosphere. After the Aarti was over, Rishi took them around. Look, Vani, Rishikesh is the yoga city of India. There are many yoga ashrams here. This is Shiva's temple, where many people come, especially on Monday. Next to it is Balashram, where lots of orphans stay, and this is my home as well, said Rishi. Vani couldn't believe what she just heard. She wondered how such a sweet boy like Rishi has developed himself so well in an orphanage. Get ready tomorrow, uncle and auntie. We will go to some more places. As Vani got up in the morning, she saw the orange horizon from her glass window. Soon, it turned into a golden line with the sun rising from behind the mountains. The golden rays lit the sky with birds flying to their destinations. Rishi came at 8 a.m. and they all went first to Lakshman Jhula, the busy iron suspension bridge. Yes, scooters, bikes, cows, bulls, men and women all can walk on the same Lakshman Jhula. Busy temples and the restaurants surround the bridge. They also wanted to go to the Ram Jhula, but due to lack of time, they went to the river rafting expedition. Rishi, Shobhna and Vani sat on the banks of the river and waved to Piyush as he went for the rafting. It was a great exhilaration and rejuvenation, Piyush said. Wow, it was a wonderful experience. I really feel good now. Guys, we will not be able to go for bungee jumping. Maybe whenever we come next time, we will do it for sure. He continued, Rishi, I would never forget you and Rishikesh. Both are very soulful. God bless you, my child. We will surely see you when we come again. Sitting at the banks of the river Ganga, Vani said, Oh river, you are like the journey of life that goes on. Every sight of yours gathered in our eyes. Oh river, you tell us never to stop at any point, but to move on in life. Vani was delighted and happy to see the glory of Rishikesh. She remembered all that made her happy in Rishikesh. She said to herself, happiness comes from within. I am happy. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Happiness. Happiness, oh happiness, where art thou? Now I salute you and bow. For you make me laugh, you make me smile, you make me feel good all the while. Happiness, oh happiness, you come to me in my little things. I am happy to eat pizza. I am happy to get my visa. I am happy to meet my friends. I am happy to score good marks. Happiness, oh happiness, you always take me out of the mess and make me feel so blessed. You wash away my sorrows and make me rise again to enjoy life at length. Spica says, happiness comes from the heart. Spica's think tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. The kids were happy and played with which toy at the ghat? B. Draw a circle of happiness and include in it all that makes you happy. C. Write about 5 happy things that come to your mind. D. Write 5 synonyms and 5 antonyms of happiness. E. Complete the following. A. I am happy when. B. I am happy because. C. I am happy too. D. I am happy for. E. I am happy in. F. What makes you happy? Draw a mind map on happiness. Chapter 4. Maggie vs. Noodles. Anger demystified. The story is about anger. Surya sat on beautiful teakwood sofa and spoke to no one. It was one of those hot and humid summer mornings that could make anyone lose control of oneself. Surya's red-hot cheeks, fiery eyes, and sulking face showed his complete displeasure and resentment to talk to his mom. Surya, stop it now. Enough is enough. Don't you know it's one of the same thing? Said Surya's mom, Chandravibha. Refusing to divulge from his own thoughts and posture, Surya pretended not to pay attention to his mom. He was completely miffed and exasperated at this point. Chandravibha again came near to him, and this time, instead of being obvious, she disguised into silence. She again asked her son, Surya, what is the problem? Maggie and noodles are the same. After a pause, Chandravibha again said, Okay, my son, Maggie is finished. Can we eat noodles today? Surya was completely annoyed and displeased. He was not able to understand why his mom was behaving in a childish way. With eyebrows pulled down together, tensed muscles, and wide open and glaring eyes, Surya's spite didn't end. Surya said,
Mom, please stop acting like this. Can't you order Maggie from the nearby bread store? It's not a big deal. And I want Maggie only, not noodles. Looking at his son's annoyance, Chandravibha said, Surya, I called up the bread store. Their delivery boy is out and will come back in an hour. My dear, if you are feeling hungry now, the only solution is that I make something you like. She continued, Surya, please tell me, what would you like to eat now? I will make Maggie in the evening. Why don't you eat something like sandwiches? Surya's anger could be seen in all his body parts. He was throwing all the beautiful sofa cushions down on the floor. He said, Mom, I want Maggie only, not noodles. I don't want to eat anything. Please leave. Chandravibha was thoroughly raged. However, she didn't let her anger take control of her mind and body. She thought for some time and then went to Surya. She said, Can I make you noodles in the form of Maggie? I'm sure you will like it. Surya didn't say anything to his mom. She went swirling and giggling to her workstation, wearing her chef's hat. Chandravibha's kitchen was dazzling with blue and yellow pots filled with grains. And miraculously, she stirred the noodles, added magical masala, and the dish was ready to be served. While she was doing all that, Surya wondered and scratched his head. He picked up his iPad and Googled the difference between Maggie and noodles. The moment he did that, Google answered the following different statements. Number 1. All Maggie packs are noodles, but all noodles are not Maggie. Number 2. Maggie is a brand. And number 3. No difference. Maggie is instant noodles. Surya was shocked and confused. All the while he was angry with his mom, suddenly his mind was calm and at peace. His anger turned into a hug for his mother. He hugged his mom and said, Mom, please serve quickly. I'm really hungry. Chandravibha was finally relaxed. Surya ate happily, but still kept wondering how Maggie and noodles are different. This time, Google didn't satisfy his mental hunger, but surely controlled his anger. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Anger. Anger, anger, go away. Do not trouble, show the way. You make me look odd, you make me look peeved. Sometime I can't control myself, as I do not get what I need. Anger, anger, go away, do not trouble, show the way. Spica's think tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. Which action of Surya in the story reflected his anger in a negative way? B. Write synonyms of anger. C. Write a short story, less than 100 words, on angry bird on the tree. Use your imagination. D. Write about facial expressions of anger. E. Solve the situation. Today, your friend was supposed to come for a play date, but his mother called and said that he will not be able to come. After his mother hung up, you are still angry. What do you do? F. In a column,
Make a box and add situations or things that make you angry. In another column, make a box and add things that will help you manage your anger. Chapter 5. Treasure of Love. Love Defined. The story is about love. One day, in a small district named Huamua, an old lady came from a nearby town. The district had a history that made it popular. It had always been an abode of battles, wars, hatred, and violence. The Huamua district had a strange kind of air. Happiness, joy, and love were all absent. People had big frowns on their foreheads and spoke sternly. "Oh dear, what kind of place is this? I can only see people fighting, parents quarreling, and kids screaming at each other. How can one lead a peaceful life here?" murmured the old lady. However, the old lady decided to stay and observe for a few days. The next day, she sat in one corner and saw some kids playing. In a moment, the kids started abusing each other. "Listen, my dear kids, why are you upset with each other? What happened?" The kids ignored her. They continued to yell at each other. "My little wonders, please listen to me. Do not behave like this. Let us all love and respect each other," said the old lady, and she went ahead and interrupted the kids. "Hey, old lady, get out of here. Don't interrupt. Can't you see we are playing?" said one of the kids, Dino, in an unapologetic tone. "How rude, my dear. Why can't you be polite? Okay, I have something for you all. If you give me your time, for the next 7 days, I will give each one of you something special." The kids looked at each other and then agreed to listen to the lady. Dino, Jacqueline, Amira, and Danny all went to the old lady. She started narrating few tales of friendship and happiness. Every day, kids came and heard a new tale from the old lady. After each tale, the kids got a little somber. They could see change in their behavior. "Guys, we are getting better. I have not abused since last 4 days. We haven't fought with each other," said Danny to his friends. "The old lady is very nice. I like her stories," said Amira. "Yes, no one has ever explained such wonderful things since our childhood. Wherever I see in this village, I see someone yelling or screaming always. Look at our parents. They don't even talk to each other properly. Every discussion leads to a fight," said Jacqueline. Then on the 7th day, the old lady said, "My dear, today is my last day with you all. But before I leave, I want to give you the treasure of love." "Treasure of love? What's that? What does it mean?" "Here is my treasure box. The moment you open this, you will be rich with this treasure. Your life will be beautiful, joyful, and happy. There will be peace all around to make you a wonderful person." you will start feeling from your heart love is always special. And it comes in different forms. Parents love their children, friends love each other, kids love their grandparents, husband loves wife, universal love, love of God or nature, passionate love, soulful love, or even self-love. Love brings with it many emotions and feelings. For you kids, it is important to understand that screaming, fighting, yelling, abhorrence, violence, and hatred will not lead you anywhere. We all need to love and respect each other. Only then we can listen to each other. Really? Please do open it quickly. I want to have all this treasure of love, said Amira. As soon as the old lady opened the box of treasure of love, the air was filled in with happiness, bliss, ecstasy, and harmony. The aroma could be felt in each home, street, and gully of Huamua district. At that moment, children saw their parents speaking to each other nicely, people became more compassionate, grandparents cheered, and people smiled at each other and enjoyed with no more frowns on their foreheads. The old lady left, but she gave Huamua the treasure of love, the treasure that will make their life enriched with love and happiness. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Love. Love, oh love, you are magical. You make me happy, you make me rejoice. I can feel you now in my voice. Love, oh love, you are magical. Sometimes you make me lost, sometimes you give me pain. Sometimes you make me cry, but I always wonder why. Love, oh love, you are magical. You make me believe in myself. You make me trust others. You make me complete. Love, oh love, you are magical. I can feel you each moment. I can see you in my eyes. I can sense you around me. You make me look me. Love, oh love, you are magical. Stay here now and forever. Spica's Think Tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. What was inside the old lady's box of treasure of love? B. Name 5 people you love. C. Why do you love them? Can you give some reasons? D. What is the antonym of love? Frame 2 sentences with this antonym. E. Build a story on love-hate relationship between 2 friends. F. Make cards of love for your parents and friends. Chapter 6. Smog of Disgust. Disgust explained. Chapter is about disgust. On Tuesday morning, Veena went to drop her daughter, Dhriti. Dhriti was ready for school. As she drove, she was shocked to see dense smoke in the atmosphere. Accumulation of dust, no wind, and high humidity suffocated the morning. After dropping Dhriti, Veena went to the park for jogging. After taking 2 rounds, she felt breathless. Other people started complaining of burning eyes while jogging. "This is disgusting. What's wrong with the air today?" "My eyes are burning," said Tinku. "I have never seen such smoke in this area. It was so difficult for me to drive too. This is really dense," said Soumya. "Guys, this is really serious and disgusting. I guess we should go back home," said Veena. That afternoon, when Dhriti returned from the school, she didn't feel active. "Mom, I'm having slight cough. I don't know what's happening since today morning. I want to go to sleep, Mom." In the afternoon, Veena switched on her TV and opened the news channel. She could gather the following information. Number 1. Air pollution. Slow winds to keep Delhi choked for 3 days. Number 2. Public health emergency in the national capital due to hazardous pollution levels. Experts have warned people to avoid outdoor physical activities like cycling and jogging. Number 3. The National Green Tribunal (NGT) has directed the Delhi government and the municipal corporation to prepare safety plans. Veena was really worried. She called her friends and asked them to have a dinner at her place. In the evening, everyone gathered at Veena's house. "Veena, you should write an article on the same in your magazine. As good citizens, we should all come together and solve this problem," said Tinku. "This is a smoke of disgust. It will probably kill few things if things continue in this manner," said Soumya. Meanwhile, Dhriti heard the entire conversation and questioned, "What meaning does disgust convey?" Tinku replied, "Well, disgust means a feeling of revulsion or strong disapproval, like this smoke is disgusting as it can make people sick, or this food is disgusting as it smells rotten." Dhriti said, "Understood, Tinku uncle, but please tell me why this smoke has come up so suddenly." "My dear Dhriti, it is because farmers in Punjab burnt heavy stubble and farm residue, which has risen in the air as polluted gases, and the air quality of Haryana, Punjab, Delhi and some parts of UP are really bad." As Dhriti switched on the TV, she jumped and said, "Hooray! Schools are closed till Friday!" They all looked at her and smiled with fear and sadness on their faces. Veena said, "Look guys, today all WhatsApp chats and Facebook updates are all about blame games. Which air purifier works best, which indoor plants to get, and which food will prevent you from air pollution." Tinku said, "It is indeed sad and disgusting to see authorities are blaming each other. Rather, people should focus collectively on the solution." Everyone was busy in the discussion. Dhriti was happy that the school was off for a few days. For 4 days, Dhriti was not allowed to play outside. She missed her friends and she missed her school She felt like a bird in a cage. It really seemed that the smoke of disgust has engulfed and choked the city and its people completely. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Disgust. The darkness of disgust is inside me. I am disgusted to see the garbage outside. I am disgusted to see the pollution in the air. I am disgusted to see the violence. I am disgusted to see these inactive authorities. I am disgusted to see you bathe in the dirty mud water. I am disgusted to see the smoke inside my home. I am disgusted to see you lazy bone, for the darkness of disgust has still not gone. Spica's think tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. What was the smoke of disgust in Delhi? B. Make 2 sentences with disgust. C. Write the antonym of disgust. D. Think and write about something that made you feel disgusted. E. What are the facial expressions related to disgust? Write and draw them. Chapter 7. Grandmother's Gramophone. Sadness expressed. The story is about sadness. Oh wow! What is this, Grandma? Zara inquired rather inquisitively, standing inside the old store. It seemed she had discovered something new, something that she had never seen before. In a small trunk, there was a gramophone, few old cassettes and records, a TV and an old camera. She took one cassette and record out of the box. She slowly took out the gramophone with the help of Ramu Bhaiya, their caretaker. Zara quickly went inside Grandmom's room and placed it all there. Grandma, I have never seen these things ever in my life. Yes, my dear, we have grown up with them. This Western TV is not a color TV, my dear. It is a black and white TV. I have seen many programs on this TV, especially Chitrahar, a program on Hindi film songs. And one of my most favorite possessions is this gramophone. And I have enjoyed with my mother and your great-grandmother listening to music on this, continued Grandmom with her glowing eyes. What is a gramophone, Grandma? My dear Zara, a gramophone is an old type of record player. The horn gramophone became popular in 1920s Britain. It was a good source of entertainment for people at home. It played discs with grooves that were amplified by a needle. You know, Zara, I have some old records of Rabindranath Tagore and K.L. Sehgal. The unseen, old-fashioned, eternal and glorious giant attracted Zara so much, she could not resist cleaning it immediately. This is one of the antiques that have been safely stored against the ravages of time in a trunk. Zara placed the gramophone on the table. Grandmom, now that it is ready, let us play something on it. Why don't you give me some of your records so that we can play it? Grandmom carefully explored the box of records and took out Rabindranath Tagore's Vande Mataram. Zara placed the record and then the needle on the top. But the gramophone refused to play. After struggling to play the record, Zara said, "I guess it needs some repairing, Grandma. Let me give it to the mechanic today and see if we can get this fixed." Zara took the gramophone and gave it for repair. Meanwhile, Grandmom was happy to discover all the old antiques, records, discs and cassettes, which have disappeared with time. They have been replaced by pen drives, Bluetooth, Blu-ray and podcasts. The old black and white TV has been replaced by OLED televisions. Sitting on the chair in the veranda with morning sun rays falling on the center of the table, Zara was lost in her thoughts. While drinking her milk, she said to herself, "It seems time has moved so fast. Lucky are those people like my grandmom who have walked from one era to another. Will it be difficult for them to adjust in changing times? Will grandmom be more comfortable in this new technology-driven world or her old times?" Zara was trying to find answers within herself as the doorbell rang. "Hello, ma'am. I have brought you gramophone. It is ready and working fine," said the mechanic. "Oh, great. Please come in and play one of the records in front of us," said Zara. As the gramophone was placed on the table, the record of Rabindranath Tagore played, Vande Mataram. Grandmom's happiness couldn't be explained. She came to Zara and kissed her on her forehead. She said, "Thank you, my child, for this wonderful gesture." Zara was so happy to see her grandmother remembering her old times. Her face glowed with some different energy and zeal. Since then, every morning, Grandmom and Gramophone became friends. Zara and Grandmom listened to all the records. Songs played were Road to Home, Morning and Evening Ragas, and so on. The melody overshadowed each and every corner of the house. The whole house was drowned in music. After a week, Zara's cousin Aditya came to stay during school holidays. Aditya always played pranks on Zara and Grandmom. The whole house had 3 voices to listen to: Aditya, Zara, and Gramophone in the morning. "Good morning, Grandmom. How are you, my young lady?" asked Aditya. "Good, my boy. Today I'm going for a dental appointment. I will see you in an hour." As Grandmom left, Aditya went to Zara's room. "Hey, let's play hide and seek." "Come on, Zara. Do not say no, please. It'll be fun." As Aditya went to hide in Grandmom's room, Zara came running inside. As she stepped ahead, her elbow touched the gramophone's horn, and off it fell on the ground with a loud noise. The horn came off with scratches all over it. The bottom wooden part broke from the corner. Zara and Aditya became very sad. They had a fear that it may not be fixed again. Looking at the devastated state of gramophone, the doorbell rang. "Hello, my child. How are you? Why can't I hear any reply from my little wanderers?" Grandma continued as she stepped inside the room. Looking at the fallen pieces of the gramophone, Grandmom became very sad. She couldn't utter a single word. "Sorry, Grandma. I broke it by mistake. I'm really sad. I'm really sorry," said Zara. After that, the whole house became silent, immersed in an ocean of sadness. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Sadness. Oh sadness, I feel the pain. In spring without rain, you make me feel depressed. Alone I sit on the mountain crest. Oh sadness, I see you growing in me. I see you make me weak. I see you in my conscience. Oh sadness, go away, before it is too late. Let your antonym open my soul gate. Spica's Think Tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. Why was grandmother sad? B. When were you sad last time? C. Write a poem on Tree of Sadness. Use your imagination. D. Draw facial expressions of sadness. Chapter 8. The Bridge Catastrophe. Sympathy shown. The chapter is about sympathy. The people of Noor town were happily waiting for the bridge to open soon. It was still under construction and little behind scheduled date of completion. The bridge would connect Noor town to Chini and Gola towns, thus making lives of people simpler. One day, Shantanu, a fine gentleman, saw the children of the workers involved in constructing the bridge playing in the mud. They wore torn clothes while others were naked. Feeling sympathetic towards the children in the poor state, he collected some food and clothes from his friends. He distributed them amongst the kids. However, his sympathy and act of kindness did not end there. He came every day to teach those children. He found a little place under the bridge where all children sat, and he named his school the Underbridge School. All the children were very fond of him. On that day, Shantanu arrived with his friend Anshuman to teach the kids. There were around 20 children in the Underbridge School. "Shantanu uncle, what will you teach us today?" asked Gopal. "Since this class is on emotions and feelings, I will teach you about sympathy today," said Shantanu. "Radha, tell me how you felt when your friend lost everything in the flood came last year," asked Shantanu to his students. "I feel sorry for my friend in distress," said Radha. "Exactly, my dear. You are right. Sympathy means feeling sorry for someone in distress," said Shantanu. Anshuman added further and said, "Let me tell you, children, I have my full sympathy with my cousin who lost his father in an accident recently." Now, there are few examples of sympathy. I have deep sympathy for his family, or Monu have sympathy for Raj who lost his house in floods, explained Shantanu. Then if you choose to help, it may be followed by the act of kindness. For example, let your friend stay with you as his house got fire, said Shantanu. Shantanu bhaiya, Anshuman bhaiya, we understood. Now please let us go and play, said Gopal. Just then, everyone heard a loud noise. And then everyone heard screaming, "Help! Help! Save us! Help!" Listening to the screams, the children ran away from the class. Shantanu and Anshuman ran to find what had happened. "Shantanu bhaiya, please save all our children. One of the bridge pillars broke down in the middle. Many people are injured," said Ramu, a construction worker. However, in Shantanu's class, all were saved as they were far from the pillar. But as Shantanu and Anshuman moved towards the middle of the bridge, it was a tragic scene. A 50-feet section of the bridge had come crashing down because of the faulty pillar. Some construction workers and children were seriously injured. Children cried in panic. Just then, a fire brigade and an ambulance arrived. At that moment, Shantanu heard a voice from behind the pillar. "Please save me! Please save me!" said a badly hurt man. Shantanu and Anshuman rushed and took the man to the ambulance. As he was brought to the hospital, he breathed his last. The doctor could not save the man. It was reported around 20 people were injured and one dead in this mishap. All lives were saved except one. Shantanu was in deep grief for the man who lost his life. Actually, he was Gopal's father, his most favorite student in the school. Shantanu had his deepest sympathy for the family. He hugged Gopal and said, "Sorry, my child, I could not do much." Gopal's friends shared his grief. They said, "We are really sorry for your loss, but we all are there with you always." Anshuman offered to take care of Gopal's family forever. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Sympathy. Sympathy, oh sympathy. Now that you are here, let me tell you how sorry I feel for my brother, who met with an accident in this cold weather. Sympathy, oh sympathy. Now that you are here, let me tell you how sorry I feel for the poor people living under the bridge, with no food to eat, no clothes to wear. Sympathy, oh sympathy. Tell me now how you are different from empathy. Sympathy, oh sympathy. You make me feel pity. And your friend empathy makes me put myself in the shoes of others to sense how it feels. Sympathy, oh sympathy. Now that you are here, let me tell you, I am in deep grief. Haika's think tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. Why Shantanu, Anshuman and other kids were sympathetic towards Gopal. B. Write 2 sentences with the word sympathy. C. Write a sympathy note to your friend who lost his grandmother recently. D. What is the difference between sympathy and empathy? E. Draw a circle of sympathy. Write all the words related to sympathy. Chapter 9. The Robo Racer. Shame Uncovered. The story is about shame. Rohan, where are you? Asked Pramila, Rohan's mother. Rohan, Papa is calling you downstairs. Where are you, my boy? She continued speaking in a husky voice. As soon as she opened the door of Rohan's room, she found him in a corner sitting alone, making a robot. Rohan had recently joined a robotics class in the neighborhood. Yes, Mom. What happened? Asked Rohan. Rohan, I'm looking for you everywhere. What are you doing? Mom, I'm trying to make a robot with papers. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, I can see that. It's really good. After you finish, please do clean and throw all the waste in the dustbin, said Pramila. Yes, Mom. You go down. I'm coming in 5 minutes. Rohan was really engrossed in making his paper robot. He first made his arms, then tried to fix his legs. He was struggling to fix all the things together. Oof, I don't know how these robots are made. It is so difficult to make a simple paper robot. But I will do it. My robot's name would be... Roboracer! Yeah! He suddenly realized his father had called for him. He quickly went down to have his lunch. The next day, when Rohan returned from his school, he again started working on his Roboracer. Rohan was surrounded by heaps of papers, scissors, glue, cardboard and drawing sheets. Then the clock struck 5 and it was time for him to go to his karate class. He rushed to karate class, putting all the mess aside. In the evening, Pramila came from work. Rohan, have you done all your homework? Have you cleaned your room and cleared the unwanted waste? Asked Pramila. Yes, Mom. I've done it all. Good night, Mom. The next day, after Rohan went to school, Pramila went to keep Rohan's clothes in his room. As she opens the door, she smells something foul. She looked everywhere but couldn't find the source of the foul smell. Then, in one corner, she saw a hidden pile of sticky papers and waste material. Pramila saw that Rohan didn't clean his room. He had rather put all the dirt in a corner under the bed. At 2 o'clock, when Rohan came back from school, he was happy to see his mother home. How was school, Rohan? Asked Pramila. Mom, today our school took us to the park. All our class children cleaned the park along with the teachers. They also told us about Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, said Rohan. That's nice. So Rohan, what is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan? Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is a campaign by the government of India to keep the streets, roads and infrastructure of the country's cities and towns and its rural areas clean, said Rohan. Good, my dear. It is such a good initiative by your school. And how is your robo racer? Have you finished making it? Good, Mom. It's almost done. I will show you today. Rohan, have you cleaned your room? Have you thrown all the waste materials in the dustbin? Yes, Mom. Yes, Mom. I have thrown all the waste in the dustbin. My room is super clean. At that moment, Pramila held Rohan's hand and took him to his room. She pulled the pile of sticky papers from underneath the bed. What is this, Rohan? Why you cannot clean your room every day? Rohan was ashamed. He knew his mistakes. First, he didn't clean his room, and then he lied to his mom. He stood there speechless, melted with guilt and shame. And then, slowly, in a low voice, he said, Mom, I'm ashamed of myself. Please forgive me. I will never lie to you again. And I will also clean my room daily. I'm sorry, Mom. Pramila hugged him and said, Rohan, you should never lie. Also, it is important to clean the room every day. Today, only you have learned the same in your school. If we make our surroundings clean, only then we can be healthy and happy. Rohan hugged his mother tightly and said, I am ashamed. I know you have forgiven me. Thank you, Mom. I will never do this again. And then, in the evening, Rohan came back to his mom and said, Close your eyes, Mom. Pramila closed her eyes, and Rohan switched on the instrumental music of the film Robot and said, Open your eyes. Here is my Robo Racer. He will also help me promote Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Robo Racer had a cute face, super built body of paper, antennas on the head, red hot eyes, and a note card on the chest with red, Do not put your country to shame. Let us clean it now. Finally, Rohan took Robo Racer to the school. Robo Racer became a part of the campaign in the school. The campaign was on Do not shame yourself, clean your country. That day, Rohan learned an important lesson on shame. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. You make me feel sad. You make me feel disgusting. Shame, shame, shame. You make me feel embarrassed. You make me feel disgraced. Shame, shame, shame. I need you to go away. I need to feel better. I need to say sorry and then smile again. Spica says, when I was a little kid, we used to sing this one. Shame, shame, puppy shame, all the monkeys know your name. Spica's Think Tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. Why was Rohan ashamed of himself? B. What is the difference between guilt and shame? C. Write all the synonyms and antonyms of shame. D. Let us write a small story on pumpkin. The story should have the feeling of guilt or shame. A little cute boy in my neighborhood had a sweet smile. We all called him Pumpkin, as he was fat and his cheeks were out like the pumpkin. One day, Pumpkin came to play at my house. E. Write a poem on shame. Draw a picture related to it. Chapter 10. The Camel Hump. Fear Examined. The story is about fear. Winter holidays were welcomed by a travel plan. Roma had gone with her parents to Jaipur. On a nice sunny day, Roma decided to go for a camel ride near Amber Fort in Jaipur. Roma was sitting on the camel, wondering how the camel manages to walk with a hump on back. The hump is heavy, filled with mass and a part of skin. Oh, Papa, I'm not able to understand. This hump is so obnoxious. I fear that this hump will hurt me. How can a camel survive with a hump? Said Roma, as she was on the camel with her father. Roma's father, Venkatesh, listened to his daughter patiently. He said, Roma, my dear, the camel hump is a reservoir of fatty tissues. Actually, it's a giant mound of fat. Camels have humps on their backs as places to store fat. It is the fat that they live off when food and water are scarce. Roma smiled and waved to her mother, Meera, who was standing near them and taking pictures. She always thought camel hump is full of water. However, now she knew the real use of camel's hump. Days passed and schools started after the winter's holidays. Regular homework, classwork, extracurricular activities, etc. kept Roma so much busy. One day, while going to the school, Roma had butterflies in her stomach. She quickly went to the toilet. Venkatesh and Meera got worried and knocked the door. Roma, are you feeling all right? Please come out, my dear. What happened? Said the worried parents. Roma came out crying. She held her stomach tight and said, Mom, Dad, I'm having butterflies in my stomach. I cannot go to school today. And today is my maths exam. And I do not think I will get A+ in maths. Venkatesh hugged Roma and said, My dear child, please go to the school and give your best. Do not get fretful and nervous. Just relax and go. Do your best and just chill. Roma felt a little better but missed her school bus. Meera went to drop her to the school. In the evening, when Venkatesh came back from office, he called Roma. He asked, Roma, do you remember our conversation about camel's hump? Yes, Papa, the big fat hump of camel. Good. Treat your exams like camel's hump. This hump is always there. So all your tests, attempts, exams are always there like that fatty hump. You carry it with you all the time. However, like the camel hump is a reservoir of fat, this hump of exams is the reservoir of your skills. Exams teach you how to prepare yourself for a subject, along with teaching you many things. These skills will help you to prepare for other life lessons too as you grow. Roma thought for a while and then again said, Papa, I know exams are like camel hump. They are always there. But what do I do with the butterflies in the stomach? Sometimes it's really hard to control my fear of exams. Venkatesh said, My love, when you start treating exams like the useful hump of camel, it will be good, my darling. He continued, Your fear of exams makes you anxious and nervous. You need to think clearly and conquer your fear. Then exams will be good. Yes, I do understand that you might not always get A+, but it's fine. You need hope and optimism to move on. Trust me. Roma smiled and hugged Venkatesh. She jumped around the house and sang, Camel, oh camel, I too have a hump like you that no one can see. It keeps me busy and I'm never completely free. But now I know to smile and walk. With that hump I can grow fast. I fear no more for my hump of exam. Makes me strong in desert or in plain, in sunshine or in rain. This hump of mine will teach me to stand tall and gain. Spica's poetic rendezvous. Fear. Fear, oh fear. You are there in me in some form or the other. Sometimes you come when I see a lizard or a snake. Sometimes you come when I am about to do something wrong. Fear, oh fear. Then you come and say, Oh my dear, I am here, the mighty fear. Fear, oh fear. Sometimes you are good as you do not let me do wrong. Sometimes you are bad when you make me weak. Sometimes you are natural and just there in me. Fear, oh fear. Sometimes I need you to lead me to the right path. Sometimes I need to conquer you. Fear, oh fear. Sometimes you are far and sometimes near. You make me confused and I can't bear. Spica's Think Tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. How did Roma feel when she had her math exam? B. Do you have any fear? C. Have you discussed it with your parents? D. Write a short story on the hump. First, understand the meaning of the word hump. Use your imagination. E. Draw the facial expression of fear. F. Write 5 sentences on fear. G. Write 5 synonyms of fear and 5 antonyms of fear. H. Are you afraid of something? Let us try and draw 2 things that you are afraid of. Chapter 11. The Brightest Star. Envy Revealed. The story is about envy. Sky, can you hear us? Tell us who's the brightest star amongst all. Asked all the stars together. Sirius, Regal, Capella, Arcana, Canopus, and Arcturus. The sky was confused. He didn't know how to answer the question that has many answers. There are many bright stars in the sky after all. Sky said, "My dear stars, it is night time. Why don't you all relax and let me think? Give me a week's time so that I can find the answer to your question." The stars dispersed and continued playing and giggling in the sky. Every day, they came out with full enthusiasm and looked their best. There are many constellations in the sky. Amongst them, 13 popular zodiac constellations are well known, with many small and giant stars among them. They all happily exist together and spread their radiance in the universe. One night, the star Regal said, "I am the blue supergiant Regal, and 40,000 times brighter than the sun. I will always be the brightest." Capella, Arcana, and Canopus were patiently listening to Regal and said, "How can you be so sure, Regal? Let the sky meet happen again. We will see then. The sky will tell the intensity of our luminosity." All the stars envied Sirius for his popularity. They thought, why Sirius is more popular? It belonged to Canis Major constellation. One night, all the stars in this constellation were playing pranks on each other. Adhar, Vizi, and Mirzam were having a nice time. Then Sirius happily came out and said, "My dear Adhar, Vizi, and Mirzam, will you play with me? Let us all have a nice time." They all looked at each other. Adhar was always jealous of Sirius. Sirius was nominated as the brightest star in the constellation and the brightest star in the night sky. Adhar said, "No, Sirius, please go away. We would not like to play with you. Please do not disturb us. Go away from here." Adhar started singing, "Oh Sirius, you look bright, you look lovely. I envy you so much. Oh Sirius, scientists talk about you. You are popular. You are the night star. Oh Sirius, look at me. I'm in the same constellation, but no one looks for me. Yes, I accept politely that I envy you." Sirius was deeply hurt and couldn't understand why all the friends were behaving in a strange way. Sirius never expected this reaction from Adhar. Then a week passed. It was time for the sky meet. All the stars were happy and looked their best. They were all looking forward for the sky meet. It was time for the sky to declare the brightest star. Regal, Capella, Arcana, Canopus, and Arcturus, and many other stars in different constellations were ready for this big event. It was time for the sky to say it all. Sky was happy to see all the stars from different constellations gathered for the sky meet. And then the sky started talking.
Welcome all my dear stars from different constellations. You all are precious to me. With you all, I have a meaning. This night looks brighter and beautiful with you. Today, I need to give an answer to who is the brightest star amongst you. The sky continued. Well, the brightness of the star depends on various factors. Scientists take the combined apparent visual magnitudes as seen from Earth to measure the brightness. Looking from this perspective, the list will be like the Sun, Sirius, Canopus, and further on. However, the true brightness of a star is difficult to find out. The more distant stars are, measuring their distance accurately becomes too difficult. In my opinion, you all are my shining stars. Therefore, please do not envy each other. Do not be jealous, as each one of you has a special place in the universe. Deneb, Canopus, Vega, Sirius, you all are great and have your own history. Therefore, rejoice and make merry. You light the universe and you light my world. All the stars were happy. Envy disappeared. They all said, "We love you, sky!" Spica's poetic rendezvous. Envy. Envy, oh envy, you have entered my heart. Envy, oh envy, I request you to depart. The selfish me has rooted itself. I wish ill and am jealous too. Envy, oh envy, tell me the reason you are here. Stay no more. Let me now relax on the shore. Spica says, envy is directed at another person or persons wanting their qualities, success or possession. When you experience jealousy, you may assume that someone else is receiving the attention, love or adoration that you want for yourself. You need to value yourself as a person. Believe in yourself and learn from others, their qualities and their achievements. Spica's think tank. Here are some questions that will help you understand more about the emotion. You can take a pencil and a paper to write some answers, or you can just listen to the questions now and answer them later as per your convenience. A. Why did all the stars envy Sirius? B. What is envy? C. What is jealousy? D. Write some situations or examples which can make you envy someone. E. Write the 4 best qualities you possess. Also write about the 4 qualities you admire in your friend. F. Draw facial expression of envy and jealousy.